What's up, everybody? It's Tim Locklear with Veterans for Natural Rights. Today is a decent day. I hope it's been a good day for you. I hope that today hasn't absolutely sucked. It hasn't gone my way, all the way. If you're asking, Tim, how was your day? I appreciate the question, and I'll answer it for you. It's been all right. It hasn't gone my way, but it's all right. The escalator of life can be never-ending, and you are not alone. And there is a way off the escalator. so many pretend and fake ideas about life. It's odd, isn't it? How we reach out for ideas about our situations that aren't our exact situation in order to better understand how to deal with our situation. It's a weird thing us humans do. But regardless, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Proverbially speaking, life is an escalator. It's a set of stairs that never ends. You live, you're born, you live, you die. You're born, you live, you die. To a degree, it can become monotonous. Those kinds of deep thoughts can lead people to suicide, oftentimes, or suicidal, inclinations. And so it's important to not dwell on those kinds of ideas. It's important instead to actually, get off the escalator. And what can that mean for different people? That can mean it's less about philosophical stuff here, okay? It's less about, hippies banging drums in a drum circle with some fire in around it. I mean, that's fine. It's fine. Perfectly fine. And not just fine. I want to say it may be efficacious for the veteran treating or dealing with PTSD. Go sit in a drum circle. Check it out. Whatever. I'm not trying to bash it. I'm saying that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about headspace stuff. I'm talking about real, tangible things. I own my own business. Not by myself, by the way. My business partner is an amazing person and carries a lot of the weight for me because I'm disabled and helps a lot. And my wife and his wife, they're amazing people. But we did that as a result of just being sick of not being able to make money. Obviously, I'm disabled now and I can't work. But when I was trying to full-time work, regular 9 to 5, it just wasn't working. There just was not, it wasn't clashing. And it wasn't just me. All these people there was something about me sometimes. It'd go from everything was great to everything's horrible. And I've heard that story from veteran after veteran after veteran. Or you just can't hold a job. Or you can hold a job, but man, you just get into an argument or you get into a fight or something happens. And that's called undiagnosed PTSD a lot of times. And a lot of times if you got some help, you might be able to maintain employment possibly. But sometimes, and unfortunately most of the time, by the time the veteran recognizes that something's wrong, it's gone pretty far. He's usually in a hole somewhere, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, and now he's got to get back out, and it's pretty tough. It's a gross place to be in, you guys, if you've never been there before. But you're not alone. You are not alone. We are here, and we give a crap. We've done it before. We can walk you through the steps of how to get out of it, what to do. You should be financially independent, okay? Now, I want to be clear. I get a lot of help from the VA. They help out a lot. They make my life a lot better. My wife and my kids, they make things a lot better for us. They do. But at the same time, we are still taking stupendously huge steps to be financially independent. Not so that we can be rich or wealthy, although those aren't bad things to be. But so that we can be rest assured things are taken care of. I don't know if you're a Christian or not, and if you're not, it's fine, and if you are, it's fine, but there's a proverb, right? There's an idea. There's a concept that I can draw from without hopefully everybody getting butthurt and getting their panties in a twist. The idea comes from the Bible, and it says that the man that doesn't take care of his family is worse than an infidel, right? Somebody that doesn't take care of his family is similar to someone who would turn their back on their faith and tradition. That's what it means. Even if you're not a Christian, okay, omit the fact that I ever talked about Christianity if it bothers you. If it doesn't, it's because you're a reasonable person and you like reasonable things. But the concept here, the idea here is take care of your family, right? Don't allow your passions or your desire to lay hold of that escalator and never let go to supersede your need to take care of your family. Because you working that 9 to 5, being disabled, you will eventually freak out. You will. Untreated, undiagnosed PTSD will always end poorly. That's a fact. I can say that from experience, and I can say that... I'm just going to shut up. You guys know it's right. So you get diagnosed, you get treated, and you might actually be able to survive. But you hold on to your ego and your pride, and you never let it go. What do you mean? I don't want to be lazy like those other guys. I'm going to work a job. I don't want to be lazy. Guys milking, living off of with the things and living off the system and trying to get handouts, and I don't. That's dumb. It's all ego. It's stupidity gone to seed. That's what it is. It's stupidity gone to seed. And so ultimately what we need to say is that we're broken. We're not the same as we were before, and we need some help. Okay? We need some help. And then we get the help, and then we move on, right? This isn't like a stuck here forever kind of thing. It's super basic. It's super simple. Get off the escalator with the help of some homies, and then find a way to stay off of it forever. You are not a victim of your disability, and you are not controlled by your finances. Your money doesn't own you. You own it if you want to. Or if you don't want to, then don't worry about it. And build a life that doesn't need it. Tim, that's just crazy hip. Okay, whatever. No, I'm serious. You can go off in the middle of nowhere. You can buy some property. You can build yourself a log cabin. You can get some off-grid jazz. You can get your family out there and get them all set up. And bingo, bango, bongo. You can do it. You can do it. You have the capability of doing that. I just want to be clear. Nothing is stopping you from doing that. And if there is something that you could say, well, but Tim, what about this? This is stopping me. Well, that's a hurdle, okay? That's not a roadblock. That's just something you need to get over. That's just something you need to get past. That's not something that's permanent. Unless you want it to be, which is fine. You could just build camp. But that's what a lot of homesteaders did. Unfortunately, some of the people I know decided to do it in Nebraska. They were just moving on to where the weather doesn't suck all the time. And, where we can skip the crappy seasons. But they decided to set up camp here, and that's where we're at, in Omaha. That's where I'm at, by the way, in Omaha, Nebraska. So, the moral of the story is, I could complain and whine about my location. I'm in Omaha. The laws in Omaha aren't favorable, oftentimes, to veterans seeking access to natural medicine, unfortunately. However, being a law-abiding citizen that I am, I'm going to do everything I can to help the veterans I know obtain access to safe and legal medicine, safe and natural methods of dealing with their symptoms, right? Safe and natural. Let's get some hikes in. Let's do some jiu-jitsu. Let's talk about supplements. Let's have discussions. Let's be open. Let's be honest. Let's get to counseling. Let's be real. It's not about what you think it's about if you've written us off. And I say us, I don't mean VNR. I just mean the guys in your life who are constantly nagging you and bugging you and bugging you and nagging you. You write us off, that's cool. We'll keep going. I got people in my life that nag and bother me and bug me, and it's because they love me. They don't want to see me back on that elevator, roller coaster, escalator situation. They don't want to see me on that because they know what it looks like. Somebody made a comment the other day, the world's a better place when Tim's on supplements. And that's a true thing, because the world is a better place when I'm happier. And actually, wait, hold on. Maybe the world isn't a better place. Maybe it's just my perspective. Maybe it's just the way I'm looking at